point. The Prime Minister has known for some considerable time, and so has the House, that the 29th of March was the target date. So why hasn't appropriate preparations been made? Why do we need another 2 weeks? What's going to happen in another 2 weeks that couldn't have happened up to now? I mean, this is a fundamental lack of preparation, and the government's entirely responsible for that, if that's the case, because this is a new argument. I have to say, Mr. Speaker, this is an entirely new argument that we're hearing for the first time as to why we need extension. But could I ask the Prime Minister, further to the question that the former Secretary of State for Northern Ireland raised, someone with great experience, having served, I think, 4 years in Northern Ireland, who raises the point that Leo Varadkar has made it clear that, in terms of a no-deal, that he is very confident there will be no border checks. Michel Barnier has said the same. Angela Merkel has said the same. She shakes her head, but that's what he said. That's what he said. So the reality is, Mr. Speaker, that this backstop problem, which has been elevated, one has to ask, and I'd like the Prime Minister's views on this, why is it that the EU insists on this when, in the case of a no-deal, it doesn't need to have any checks? And why is it that the Prime Minister ever agreed to this backstop in the first place, which is the thing that bedevils her agreement?
Can I say first of all to the right honourable gentleman that actually the issue of the positioning governments of Northern Ireland in a no-deal situation, it's not the first time that it's been raised today. It was raised by my right honourable friend, the DEFRA Secretary, in the debate on no-deal, which took place nearly 2 weeks ago. In relation to the question of the border checks in Northern Ireland, I would simply say to the right honourable gentleman, a number of statements are made and have been made from individuals about the situation in relation to the border in Northern Ireland. What is also clear that actually when you look at the detail of what the European Union has said, they have not said, they've made clear that European Union law would need to be adhered to in any circumstance in which there was no deal. We ourselves have said, and the right honourable gentleman is aware of this, that we would ensure that we were moving towards a period of time for a temporary period, because of the legal situation it could only be for a temporary period, of having minimal checks with exceptions. But the legal position is a different one in relation to the necessity to be able to have certain checks taking place. And the European Union has been clear that EU law would need to be applied in all of these circumstances.